Yeah, 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 I miss you, but I got no time for that, damn. Yeah, yeah.
All right, y'all, I'm back. I wanted to do a story time on, I had a couple story time ideas, but I think I'm gonna do a story time on me going to boot camp for like 3 days. It's okay, honey, I'm right here. That's my dog. If you hear anything, he's a baby. Yeah, so I went to boot camp. This was like 2012. I want to say I was like 20 years old when this happened. I was leaving college, dropping out of college to join the military because I didn't want to go to that school, because like that school had me mad depressed. I went to Duquesne in Pittsburgh. Do not recommend. Do not send your kids. Don't send nobody. And I'm about to order from Chick-fil-A too, because I got one of these and I want to use my coin. This is my coin. This is just a coupon. But anyway, I'll be back.
Good afternoon, this is Sam. How may I serve you?
Hi, good afternoon.
Can I please get a medium fry?
Okay, anyway, so yeah, so I went to boot camp. Okay, so I went to boot camp for the Marine Corps. Now, before I went to boot camp, I like researched all like the branches of the military and to see like what I wanted to really invest my time into, right? But speed backwards, I talked to my mom about like going to a different school, and we're going to touch back on this in the future now. I talked to my mom about going to a different school because I was really unhappy at that school. Like, I was super depressed. For 8th grade, I went to Catholic school. I went to an all-girls Catholic high school for all 4 years, and then I went to a Catholic college. Like, no ma'am, I didn't want to go there. Not to mention it was 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes from my actual house that I'm living with my mom right now to save some money before I bitch relocate or whatever. Hopefully to Atlanta, but I don't know. Y'all be on that shit down there, so maybe not. Bet. Don't judge me. I'm with my mom right now. I'm saving money. And that's just that on it. So yeah, so it was like 5 minutes from there. Some of the people that I went to high school with did go to Duquesne because, like I said, it was a college university and we all came from college high school. But I don't know, it wasn't a good school, man. And then it wasn't very diverse. I'll be right back with y'all. Hi, here you go. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Sit down. Thank you. You too. Sit down, please. Okay, so anyway, the school's like 5 minutes from where I lived. I hope this person does not start backing up. This is gonna run right into me. Okay, we're good. Everybody's good. So yeah, I went there. I did like 2 years before I ended up leaving because, like, bitch, I wasn't trying to do that no more. It was horrible. It was a travesty. Like, it was just like the worst decision I ever made in my life. So I did that 2 years. I actually did really well in college because I was like, when everybody was graduating high school, everybody had like honors and stuff, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do that because I'm smart enough to do that. I really didn't give a shit about high school, I'm gonna be honest with you, because like for real it was a dead like racist university, so I really didn't care about like, or not university, it was a racist high school. University was racist too, but like you would do, the grading scale was real weird, so they would give you like a 92, which normally would be an A anywhere else, but it was like a point away from an A. And even though your work was A worthy, they would give you a 92 because they didn't want you to have an A. There was like certain teachers that would do shit like that. That type of shit used to piss me off. But it is what it is. I graduated. Life goes on. But yeah, so a couple people went to Duquesne from Oakland. We were cool. But like, I really didn't mess with anybody in college. I think because I didn't live on campus. So like, I didn't have to, I'm so sorry if the camera is like shaking. That's really awful. I really didn't have to, let me do this. I really didn't have to like make friends, because like I wasn't on campus to be like needing a friend, you know what I'm saying? Like I ate at home, I slept at home, I stayed at home, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But yeah, so I really didn't mess with anybody on campus. And I don't know, I just didn't like the school. So I really talked to my mom about, that's what I was saying, I talked to my mom about leaving. I'm like, Mom, I'm not happy at this school, like I want to leave, blah blah blah. She basically was like, you can do what you want, but I'm not paying for it. Like, she was that type of person where she's like, if I'm not paying for it, I mean, if you want to go to, because I want to go to just like a local like state college in the first place, and she just wasn't with it. And I'm like 19 and 20 at the time. Like, yeah, people do go to college without their parents' help and pay for loans and stuff, but it's like, no, I wasn't going to do that. Like, that wasn't, I didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't have credit, which I guess people in those circumstances don't have credit either. I don't know, but like, it wasn't feasible for me to do that, so I didn't do that. So I just was like, well, you know what, let me just work. Like, can I just work and not go to school? And she wasn't hearing that either, you know what I mean? So I basically was like, all right, well, I might as well join the military, because like, you know, they can pay for school, but I can make money, you know what I mean? I can meet people, like it'll be a good experience. Now this is 20-year-old Alex, okay? I'm a little more militant now than I used to be. Now, we ain't get there yet, but that was the best blessing in disguise, the fact that I was able to get up out of there, because there's no way I would be fighting in anybody's military that don't respect me, period. No disrespect, like I said in the last video, no disrespect to the troops and to people who do fight and who do, you know, find pleasure in serving. You know, that's a noble thing. It's just not gonna be for me, period. So yeah. So, all right, hopefully that's the last time I have to fix that. So yeah, so I was like, well, I'm gonna join the military. I looked at the Navy, I would go down to like their little information station, whatever you call it, I don't remember anymore. Armed Forces Career Center. I would go down there, I would talk to the Navy, I would talk to the Air Force, I would talk to the Army, blah, blah, blah. And the Air Force tried to tell me, because I have a tattoo right here, that I probably wouldn't be able to get in, which I'm fairly positive was bullshit. I know they are strict on tattoos and stuff, but if I can get into the Marine Corps, I can get into the Air Force, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. After researching, I was just like, you know, the Marines are like the hardcore, no disrespect to anybody else, and you know, the Army people, the Navy people, but they were like the badasses. I'm like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go all out, I'm gonna go balls to the wall. So I literally trained for like 5 months. They had ship dates. You can join them, you can sign the papers and join the military and literally ship out like 2 weeks from that, but they have a bunch of different ship dates, obviously, and I wasn't like physically fit that I could have signed papers and went, you know what I'm saying, like the next minute. I couldn't have done that. So I had to, at my dep, I had to like, it's okay, handsome, it's all right. I had to like, you know, run, train, really strengthen myself, and I really did do well, and I lost a lot of weight. I think at my lowest weight, I was at like 130, which I'm not there now, but we're not gonna talk about it. It just, you know, it just is what it is. So I was really in shape. The point is, I was really in shape. I didn't even really like talk to my mom when I left. I just kind of like left, like, you know what I mean? Because she thought that I was doing something to spite her, when I really was just trying to do something for me to get out of a situation where I was unhappy. Which, that's a whole nother ball game with black parents and depression and don't believe in it and pray to Jesus and Jesus is gonna take everything away, and sometimes you just need to change your environment, and she wasn't listening to that. You know, if she would have just allowed me to go to a different school, which would have been cheaper. Again, I went to a Catholic private university. If she would have just let me go to a state college like I wanted, that would have been cheaper. I would have been saving her some money and putting myself in a better situation, or at least I thought it would have been a better situation for me. But it was like I couldn't do that. So yeah. So I trained for like 5 months. It was like all guys. It was like 2 other girls there, all guys. One of the girls was really cool, but she was like in high school, I think, and she had, I don't know, she was just like, sometimes she would be there, sometimes she wouldn't be there training. And then we would have to do these different things with the DEP, which was the delayed entry program, because like I had gone down, done the physical, did the testing, took the ASVAB, I think that's what it's called, and you know, sworn in, like I actually had sworn in, and I still had to, you know, prepare and train because I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't physically ready to go down. Yeah, you can go down and you're not physically ready, but what are you doing? You know what I mean? So I went down, I was ready that whole week. I'm probably glossing over some stuff, but that whole week we did not do any physical activity at all. I had gotten very good. You have to do like a dead arm hang. The females have to do dead arm hangs. They don't have to do pull-ups. I don't know if that's changed, but when I was there, that's what it was. And you know, I could do that for like 60 seconds, no problem. I could do the 50 or 60 crunches in a minute, or however many you had to do, no problem. The run, that's where I struggled. Okay, I'm not a runner. I've never been a runner. I don't run for nothing. I don't run unless there's a bee chasing me, or I'm gonna be honest, that's it. There ain't no other answers. That's it. So, but I had gotten really good to where I could, you know, my stamina was better, was improving. I could run, but I was the type of person where I couldn't run a mile for every week. And I would run on my own, you know, I would train not just with the DEP. That DEP was just like one day a week. I would, you know, go to the gym, or I would walk a lot, or I would run around my neighborhood to keep myself, you know, conditioned to what I was doing. Now, I'm not the type of person that can do that and be conditioned and be running. Sit down, please, Betty. Sit down. That can be, you know, conditioning, and then for a week I'm not doing shit, and then, okay, let's just get back into the swing of things. There's a lot of people that can do that. I'm not one of them people. So I failed my IST, the run portion. And I was running. I was like, you know what, fuck this. I don't even care no more. And they were all, I was to myself. And the other people who were training, like the people that already were in the boot camp, were like, you about to fail? Like, you better pick it up. And I was like, man, fuck this. Like, in my head, I'm like, I don't even care no more, blah, blah, blah. So I still tried to do it, but it was just like, I'm not gonna do it, and I wasn't gonna beat it in like run the mile in the time I needed. I forget what the time was, because like I can't. It would be like, I mean, I feel like once you don't train for a while, anyone is going to lose some of what they've gained in terms of strength and stamina, etc. But for me, it's like a drastic change. Like, I could run every day for a month and make the run time, the 13:50 or whatever it was, 13 minutes, 50 seconds, I can't remember. And then not run for a week, and then my run time is 20 minutes, period. Because that's just, I don't know, that's just how it is for me. So, you know, I ended up going to, I don't remember what it was called, but it was like a team that were either didn't pass their IST or the people were injured. I can't remember what the name was. And there was girls there. And I'm not trying to make this video mad long because I do that all the time. But, you know, there was this one girl, I could not stand her. I really wanted to fight her. And the drill sergeant would try to make us always be together doing something because she knew we didn't like each other. But I'm not trying to have no dishonorable discharge fighting a bitch in boot camp. You know what I'm saying? In the platoon that's the lame platoon, full of people that either can't fucking run because they motherfucking injured, or full of people that didn't pass their shit. But I did meet some cool people in that team, in that group. I don't remember the terms. I really blocked all that stuff out. But before I had failed my IST, I was with a group of ladies in the first week, and they were pretty cool. You know what I mean? So it does suck that I didn't pass, because, you know, who knows where I would be now. But it doesn't suck because I'm happy that I didn't pass, because I didn't want that for my life. Like, I was 19, 20 making these decisions. I'm 27 years old now. Like, I'm a completely different person. That wasn't for me. I wouldn't have wanted to do it. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, it has a lot of good opportunities, but it's just not, those aren't opportunities that I want. Okay, so I'm about to train tracks, and of course the train is doing the most now. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully he's done. But anyway, one drill sergeant I did not like. She was short. She had to be like 4'8". I'm like, I'm not that tall. I'm like 5'3", 5'4". But she would always be in my face, spitting, yelling, looking up at me, spitting and yelling, trying to. They do that all the time. But there were a lot of them. I don't say a lot of them, but she was racist. I'm not gonna say she was racist, but she would use racial slurs, which I guess is racist, to the people. And it's like, why are you doing that? You know what I mean? But the thing is, like, she was using racial slurs that applied to her. You know what I mean? To get under people's skin. They say they break you down to build you back up again, but that's complete bullshit. You know what I mean? That we're not gonna get into that. But that's part of the reason why I'm glad that I did stay, because like that just wasn't. I don't know. That wasn't for me. But I didn't like it. It really sucked. You know, it was fun training for it because you got to go to one of the sergeants in the program. One of the sergeants at the dep. His friend had like a gym or something. And okay, this is a 1-lane street, and this person in front of me this has got to be somebody's grandma. They're driving super slow, and I can't take it. But the person I don't remember what I was saying. I can't remember. Oh yeah, the person in the dep. One of the sergeants, the head sergeant, staff sergeant. His friend had a gym, so we would go there, we would go on hikes, we would do a lot of cool stuff that, you know, eat MREs, you know, ready to eat, and, you know, just really experience it, or try to experience it without actually being there. But it was not cool. And then, like, I really was like, I was trying to like plan ways to get out of there. Like, they were telling me once I got down, like, oh, your tattoos, I don't know if you'll be able to say it. And I'm like, all right, cool, you know what I mean? Because at this point, I'm like, I don't want to be down here, no way. Like, I said in my last video, I wasn't mentally prepared to be down there. Like, I was dealing with a lot. I was like dealing with depression. I was dealing with my grandma being sick, not knowing if she was okay. And I just literally left everything, couldn't talk to anybody, didn't know what was going on. And here I am trying to do boot camp. And there's a lot of people that can do that under those circumstances. I'm just not one of those people. And I've just gotten to a point now where I'm doing a lot better with dealing with, you know, depression, anxiety, things like that. But that time in my life, it wasn't going to work for me, so, and it didn't. But yeah, so basically I was really going to do it. I was like, okay, when we go to train today, I'm going to plan something, I'm going to pass out. Because like the rumor was, I don't know if that's true or not, but the rumor was if you passed out, they had to send you home or something like that, because for whatever reason. And I was like, I'm going to pass out, I'm going to make it real believable. Like, I was dead ass saying this to myself, I was prepared. And I just stopped training. I refused to train, which is basically why I got put out, failure to train or something like that. I didn't get a dishonorable discharge, it's just a general discharge. I wasn't going to do anything to put myself in a position to get a dishonorable discharge. But basically, like, I wasn't doing the training that I needed to do, which is why they discharged me, which is what I wanted. I was trying to do that, you know what I mean? So, because really in that, you do have to pass certain things, but there was one girl who was like, had a tough time running too, and she had to pass her 3 mile, which was the last like run you had to do to graduate boot camp, and she didn't even pass, and they still gave it to her because she was trying, you know what I mean? So yeah. Now I don't know that I was at Parris Island. I think there's only one other boot camp for, I don't know if it's one other boot camp for, I think all women have to go to Parris Island, but I think there's one in San Diego or something like that, another boot camp. But yeah, they gave it to her even though she really didn't pass it, and she was able to graduate. And so I didn't keep in contact with anybody once I left, because it just like, I know, handsome, I'm right here, because I just didn't. Yeah, so that was just that. The one, not the short one that I was just talking about, that would always be my face, but the one sergeant there, she was really nice. She was a really nice lady. You know, they have to be dickheads because that's what they told them to do. But she was a nice person, and she would try to look out for me. She let me like call home when I was like, because I was struggling. She let me call home to see if my grandma was okay and stuff like that. And like when I got sent to that, I don't remember. I think I had to wait to see if I was going home or something like that. So I was down there all in all for like a month and a half, I want to say. And I had to like wait and see if I was going to go home. So that was awful, because you would just be like doing these exercises exercising. They would have you doing yoga videos because half the people couldn't damn exercise because they were injured. It was just like an awful situation. But I honestly, I partially did it to myself because I gave up before I really even tried. But then part of me was just like, I don't even want to do this anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to go home. I don't want to try. But yeah, I'm at 20 minutes. I'm not trying to talk too long. I ended up going home. There were other people that went home for the same reasons. There were people down there that I don't want to speak for everyone's experience, but in my experience, it was an awful environment. There were people walking around without shoelaces in their boots because they were suicidal. The way they talk to you down there is crazy. If you're not 100% available mentally, you don't want to go down there. Period. And you know, it's boot camp. They're not supposed to treat you like, you know, rainbows and daisies, but that Marine Corps boot camp is I didn't go to everyone's boot camp, but I do know based on experience, talking to people, etc., that Marine Corps boot camp is a whole different ballgame from me going to the Navy. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So and if I had gone to the Navy, I probably would be in the Navy, which you know what I mean? Because even with the depression and you know, not mentally being prepared, the physical aspect, the Marine Corps, which is at the top tier, which like I said, I set myself up for that. I knew that going in, but the Marine Corps was like the top tier, and you don't have to reach such high benchmarks with. With the I hate Pittsburgh drivers can't drive. You don't have to reach those high benchmarks with certain branches. But yeah, I took the bus home. I went. My mom picked me up. I don't even know how she picked me up because I don't even know how she knew where I was going. You know what I mean? I think maybe we called her. I have no idea. When we got down there though, the first day, it was like this. I skipped over a lot of stuff. It was like super scary because everybody was nervous because you know they get on the bus yelling and all that. And I just don't agree with that. Like, I don't think you need to do that to train people to be soldiers, you know, or Marines. You know, your enemy's not yelling at you when you get over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the most part. So what is that doing for me? Then your enemy's not calling you racial slurs. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, I don't think that like I you know, they need to do that. But you know, that's what they do, and that's like part of the stuff that like I don't agree with, which is why I wanted to get out of there in the first place. Which, you know, I don't want to make it seem like I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I absolutely did, but it's a lot different to say, oh yeah, I can do boot camp. I'm gonna go down there and you know I can train. And it's really mental. It is physical, but like I said with homegirl, I didn't even pass her run because she tried to push herself to the level. They still pushed her ahead. So. It's a lot less physical than it is mental. Like, you have to be mentally prepared. You have to be able to listen to that stuff. You can't be distracted because your grandma's sick or because and I had a girlfriend down there, dude. I don't want to talk about that. I had a girlfriend down there. The bitch been working. Damn, I don't even want to talk about that. You can't be worried about no females, no boys. You can't be worried about nothing. You have to just be focused on that. And I was not just focused on that when I went down there. That is my mistake. Even though I didn't go in immediately, I still was focused on other things that I shouldn't have been focused on. And that, you know, that's just that on that. But like I said, I don't want to make it seem like I'm upset. It's just some days you have those moments like, what would have happened if I would have stayed there? You know, but that's life. And, you know, like I said, I caught the bus home. I started working. I think I started working at like Walgreens or something. And I started stretching my ears because I was like, you know, it's why I'm going to take balls to the wall. I'm going to take life by the horns. Like, I just want to do whatever. I could have still, I think I'm past the age now. I could have still gone to the military, like the army or something if I wanted to, because like I said, it wasn't a dishonorable discharge. But you can't go back to the Marine Corps once you do it. If you don't do it, you don't do it. That's just that on that. But like I said, I'm glad that I really didn't finish because I really don't think I wanted to do that. Like, I don't think it was my thing. This nigga, what the fuck? What are you slamming your brakes on for? I'm sorry, y'all. I just can't take this driving. Handsome, I'm right here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come here. Okay, he's one of us. But yeah, just like, oh Lord, it's just like it's not for me. it's not for me. But it was a good experience. It was an interesting experience. I had a lot of interesting experiences in my life. But I'm really glad that did not work out for me, because I absolutely didn't want it when it came down to it. God damn, I don't know how he didn't see that. You know what I'm saying? If he was just flying, like, I mean, he low-key seen at the end, so let me be able to move over. But that had a big ass hole back there. I just got a flat tire not even 3 weeks ago behind a giant hole, so I had to hurry.